Firstly, I'm getting towards 400 subscribers now, so thanks to everyone who subscribed, thanks to everyone who likes, and especially thanks to the people in the comments section where humbly I learn an awful lot. One thing I've always been a bit rubbish at is describing what I actually do to people. You tell someone you're a photographer and they go, wow, that's cool. They want to know a bit more information, and within 30 seconds of you answering them, they're so grateful to you because you've cured their insomnia. At the same time, I'm often asked, what's the best picture you've ever taken? And that's a really hard question to answer because it goes off in so many different directions. I've taken pictures of loved ones that I'm really grateful I got. I've taken some great pictures of unusual things while I'm abroad, but when people ask me what my favourite picture is, those aren't usually the things that come to mind. The side of the job that appeals to me has never really been the romantic stuff like darkrooms and ancient Russian cameras. I wasn't even into photography when film was the only option. The thing I enjoyed the most, and I learned this when I started out doing local news photography, is storytelling. It's basically using your subject and your lights and your lenses to create a mood. So now I'll tell you about the best picture I ever took, and it was taken on April 8th, 2016. The initial email that came through was on March 24th, and it was from an agency looking to create some images for a brand called Primula Cheese. And Primula Cheese, if you don't know, it is a sort of processed cheese that comes in like a metal tube. It included this great stock picture that had a sort of a sneaky mid-time snack feel. What I really loved about this picture was the way you've got the warm light coming from one side and the cool light coming from the other, and it was just light creating a really nice mood. Now, in advance of this, I had to try and find a way to generate that nice warm glow from a fridge, but fridge lights typically are small and hard, and I didn't really want to use those. I had to try and create light of my own, so I experimented with a few things, putting little Profoto B2s heavily gelled inside the fridge, but the light was still a bit too hard and wasn't creating the feel that I was looking for. At the time, I was watching a lot of Breaking Bad, and Breaking Bad was one of those shows where every time someone opened a thing, it would cut to a camera angle from inside the thing. I knew that somewhere within the UK there would be a prop house that was selling a fridge with the back cut off. And once I found that fridge, I could take a big softbox, stick an orange gel over it, and then put it right up against the back of the fridge, and that would create the warm glow that I was looking for. I found the fridge and I had it delivered to the studio. Here's an early behind the scenes shot, and you can see a picture of Lee in it, who was my assistant on the day. You can't see the softbox in this because it's flagged off because there was too much spill coming through. But what you can see is you can see the light coming through and landing on Lee's face. It's a nice warm glow. You can also see that Lee is cradling an imaginary child. Over here you can see a Profoto B1 that's gelled to accent the warmth more across the face of the subject. And there's also a gelled hair light just to get a bit more separation. Over here you've got the softbox that's gelled with a lot of blue to cool the light down a bit and give it more of a nighttime feel. And the contrast that the colours are creating is starting to have some real nice punch to it. You can only see the back of it, but here's the camera I shot it on, which was a Pentax 645Z, a medium format beauty that they released in about 2014-2015. The raw files I shot on this still look great, and honestly, I thought the Pentax 645Z was like a really interesting camera, especially for the time. It was just like a big DSLR, far more usable than many medium format offerings at the time, and a lot cheaper as well. This was before the Fujis released theirs. I was also very excited to be shooting this job on the 90mm f2.8 macro lens they have, which was as technically beautiful as it was unbelievably slow and unbelievably expensive. It was like Hasselblad expensive. Anyway, now back to the shoot. Gina is in there, and I think that the warm colours mixed with the blue colours are really, really working. And the agency gave me quite a lot of freedom this one, including sourcing the models. I thought that Gina had like a really expressive face that would put a really good sort of empathetic character in the middle of this midnight snacking scene. Halfway through the shoot, the client asked if we could do a daytime feel as well, which I thought was a bit of a shame, because I was quite enjoying the colour scheme. But it was a pretty simple fix, just took a lot of the blue off the softbox so it had more of a daytime feel. And now the scene looked like this. So the final shot that the client picked from the whole set was this one, and a bit of a crop and a retouch later. Here's the final artworked image. So there, that's the best picture I ever took. Thanks for watching, see you in the comments.